Alrighty, so hi everybody. Welcome to Hormone Happiness presentation today. And I want to thank you for your interest, and I've had several requests for recordings of this presentation, so there's a lot of interest here. My name is Ann Humble, and I've been involved with the Sunrider Foods for 28 years now. It could be 29 coming up this year. I became involved because I lost my health, and I was introduced to the foods by a good friend of my mother's. And because this presentation is about hormones, I won't spend a whole lot of time on the story, my health story, but suffice it to say that basically all my life I suffered with all kinds of health problems, but as a teenager had severe hormonal problems, PMS, and I struggled with acne and that kind of stuff. As I was going through the childbearing years and raising a family, my health deteriorated with each child that I had, and the reproductive cycle, my menstrual cycle got probably even worse. I don't even know. I'm not going to go into all those details. But anyways, I also, in this downward health spiral, developed fibromyalgia. My immune system was totally blasted. I was very, very sick, and doctors, of course, couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. I also developed neurological symptoms and vision problems, all kinds of stuff. So anyways, long story short, introduced to Sunrider, ate these funny foods, and my health returned. And so Randy, maybe I'll start with you. Just give us a very brief intro to your Sunrider story.
Okay, so we've already figured out that I'm a few years younger than you.
Yeah.
And I actually couldn't maybe put a title on what was wrong with me. Other than that, I just didn't feel that great. And normally, like you go to the doctors and stuff like that, and they can't really find anything specific wrong with you. And so then you head into a health food store. And that tends to be rather confusing because there's literally thousands and thousands of bottles there, and you sort of say, oh, what would be good for me? And I would say that, it's not nice to feel not good, but it's also very uncomfortable to be confused about these, to not know how to help yourself. And so when I was introduced to these foods, and the idea was that this was just a very simple foods that feed your whole body, and I accepted that premise, and so I got my health back, and I just started to feel these surges of energy in my body, like when I was a teenager. And so I just never looked back. I've been eating them for 30 plus years, I guess.
Okay.
And I feel healthier now than I did 20 years ago. Somebody's.
Yeah, Veronica, I think your speaker is on. We're hearing you doing dishes in the background.
Oh, I'm having my dessert. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay, I thought I was muted.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
All righty. So you feel better now than ever, is what you were saying.
Well, easily I feel better than 20 years ago. It's hard to remember farther than that, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And Tricia, again, the Coles Notes version of how you got started.
Oh, well, I'm looking at your issues there, Anne, and I had very similar issues. I've been type 1 diabetic for almost 53 years, and was pregnant with our younger son, and I went blind, and my kidneys failed, and I was celiac, and I was the queen of PMS. My poor babies, once I got into it a little farther, I just had horrible mood swings, really bad skin, and massive digestive problems, and of course no energy, terrible cravings because of candida overgrowth, and yeah, so started on the Sunrider foods, and my eyes quit hemorrhaging. I got my vision back. My kidney function returned to normal. It's been 28 years now. And my celiac cleared up. I lost 24 pounds without dieting and lost all my cravings except for vegetables. I love vegetables.
So thank you so much. And Veronica has joined us. She's just started in the last year or so. Veronica, do you want to share anything? Oh, but you'll have to turn your voice on.
Where should I start? Okay. I was really
The short version.
myself.
The short version.
Hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, and I'm just gonna emphasize we want the short version. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was really run down, and we had just moved, and I was unpacking, and I stumbled across my Sunrider binder that a good friend gave to me, and I promised him I would do it someday. And I got looking in the material, and I was reading about the quinary, and I thought, I need that. So I phoned Anne, and I was basically signing up to use the product myself. But she talked me into the good deal, and and I've been using the stuff. I was telling you yesterday, Anne, how yucky I was feeling, and this morning I had quite a few things I wanted to do. So I took a bottle of Sunrise, and I was surprised how fast it worked.
wow.
I made big buns and cooked some tomatoes and made tapioca pudding, and yeah.
Yes. Isn't it funny how it doesn't seem to matter which of the products that we put in. Your body seems to notice some kind of result very, very quickly.
Yeah. Gordon really likes the Sunrise. He's been using it. I saw him grab one this morning, thought, hey, I should do that too. And like I've been using various products like the Sun Trim Plus. I wanted to lose some weight, and I lost 10 pounds.
Okay.
And that was just with the Sunfit pack. I don't think I ordered another bottle. And
wow.
I've been, and when I see the weight coming on, I'll just revert to the Vita Shake and the New Plus and trim my snacking, and it's holding.
All right. Well,
energy. I can't believe the energy with New Plus.
Yeah.
It's a lifesaver.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, we're going to talk about. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So, I'm going to do a very brief introduction to the basics, and the reason that I want to do that is because when I started, as I said, my hormonal health was terrible, and I was introduced to the basic program, which is Quinary, New Plus, and Cali. And in the Quinary is a product called PA, which is for the endocrine system, which is the system that manages your hormonal system. So Randy, I want to ask you, because you talk about this I think very clearly and very nicely, our reproductive hormones are sort of what everybody sort of talks about, but really we have all kinds of hormones that are controlling all of the functions of our body. Can you speak to that a little bit?
Yeah, it's important to remember that the body is a whole unit, and it talks together and stuff like that. And so the quinary was meant to feed the 5 systems of the body, and if even one of the systems is not working very well, then the analogy that's used is that if you have a team of horses drawing a wagon or whatever, that it doesn't go, even if one is weak. And so the quinary feeds all of the 5 major systems. And when you feed the body, as opposed to medicinally sort of, let's say, enhancing it, or with a drug where you're stimulating it, the body will do whatever it has to do. So if you need more hormones, the body has the ability to make more hormones. If maybe you need less hormones. And so when you just feed the body, which is what the quinary does, and it feeds those 5 systems, then you're always safe and the body's in control. And it's the 5 together sort of, Dr. Chin uses the word, they speak to each other, they talk to each other. So everybody, the whole body kind of knows what it's doing.
Right.
And it takes.
Yeah. And I just flipped to the next screen slide here, where these 5 systems that Randy's talking about are the endocrine system, the digestive system, the respiratory, circulatory, and immune. And as he says, they all have to communicate with each other. And if one of them breaks down, then it starts breaking down sort of all around the body, right? And in my particular case, I had all kinds of these weird neurological symptoms and so on. And it seemed to me like it was my nervous system that was needing support. But in truth, as I learned more and started feeding my body more, what really was happening is my poor digestive system was really totally blasted. And when it got more, when it was I don't want to use the word healed, but when it got more balanced and was able to fix itself, everything else started coming into place. So, okay, so let's move on. So, Tricia, I'm going to get to you in a minute, but what happened for me, I used that basic program, and all of those hormonal problems seemed to get a whole lot better. And then I added Beauty Pearl, and all of those symptoms went away. They were gone. And I used to have a very horrific period. It was 7 days long. Every month I was off school or work for a day with pain and all kinds of problems. And and as I say, with the basic program, that got better. But when I added Beauty Pearl, all of those symptoms literally went away. And so I would not be without my Beauty Pearl. And then, for years, I used Beauty Pearl all the time. And one year, I forgot to put it on my order. And I decided, okay, I'm not going to put in an order just for Beauty Pearl. So I went for a month without my Beauty Pearl. And in 1 month, those symptoms came back. And the most noticeable thing to me, besides that, was my skin. And it got kind of old looking and kind of papery. And so this product is an amazing product, nourishes the hormonal system from the inside and your skin from the inside. And it's an ancient formula. Actually, Tricia, do you want to talk a little bit about Beauty Pearl?
Yes, in China, the women in the areas of China that actually they would take pearl and liquefy it and consume the pearls themselves, they were found to have more beautiful skin and more balanced hormones and whatnot too. I don't know if the US one seems to have other things in it that we don't have in Canada. I think it's still the same, but there's all sorts of nourishing properties in the Beauty Pearl that were studied for centuries.
Right. And it's for everybody. You'll notice down here, my last little point is also known as matcha balls for men. It helps to balance the hormones and moods for men. Teen years, I can't remember her name. I think her first name was Carol. I can't remember her last name. She was here in Regina, and I remember her speaking at a meeting talking about she gave her teenage boys Beauty Pearl, and she said it totally evened out the moods and the temperament and helped with the acne. So yeah.
I went through the same thing, and pretty much you and I were like sisters going through this. Yeah. Randy does this really interesting test called vitality analysis. When I did my first analysis, I needed 2 Beauty Pearl a day. My hormonal system was so hungry. So I started on that, and of course right away the hormones came into balance, my skin cleared up, but my Beauty Pearl were disappearing more quickly. At the same time, my husband was getting nicer and nicer and nicer. One day I said to Marie, "Are you eating my Beauty Pearl?" And he said, "Yes." So I love that matcha balls or matcha marbles. And of course, when our 2 sons turned 12 and 13, immediately I put them on a Beauty Pearl a day because it just helps those poor teenagers balance out their up and down hormonal mess that's going through puberty. So it's an awesome food.
It is, and this is the product that we used that was first. Since over the years, Dr. Chen keeps adding and improving products, and it seems as though as he's getting older, he's making products for all of us as we're growing older. And so he came up for the more mature women a product called Bella. And I went, as I say, I loved my Beauty Pearl. I was using it all the time. And I noticed as I was moving through the menopausal years that I was needing, it felt like I needed it more. And so I started switching to Bella, but boy, it is a powerful, powerful product. And I found that I only needed one every second day.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was interesting to me. And here, look at this amazing long list of benefits from the Bella. And, and I have to confess, one of my customers phoned me one day asking to get a hold of Bella because her turkey neck was coming back. and I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "Well, the Bella, it's amazing for turkey neck." And it helps to smooth out this skin around the neck. Firmer breast tissues does make for better romance. Decreased cellulite, clearer thinking, helps with fluid retention, a reduction of crow's feet around the eyes. And you know what? I run into people that I went to school with on a semi-regular basis, and I'm always surprised at how they've aged. And I more often than not, when I run into these people after we've not seen each other for a long time, their comment is, "Man, you look amazing." And so something is happening. The foods are making a difference in that regard for sure. Just some other things: easier time losing weight. Those little wrinkles around the mouth, mood swings. I'm pretty even-tempered, wouldn't you say, Tricia and Randy?
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen me lose my temper? Only occasionally. More confidence, more vigor, all these wonderful things. Warmer hands and feet. How many times have we run into people that have issues with cold feet? And can help replenish moisture in the eyes. So now, Tricia, I'm going to defer to you on the Dong Quai because I have to say I did use it a little bit, but it sounds to me like you have a better understanding and knowledge of Dong Quai than I do.
Dong Quai is an interesting plant. It belongs to the carrot family, and its specialty is especially to nourish the blood flowing, especially to the reproductive area. And I don't know why, maybe through vitality analysis, I started taking Dong Quai many years ago, and I just felt really good with it. As a matter of fact, I went through menopause. I think I went through menopause. I'm almost 63. Not a hot flash, not a symptom, nothing. And Dong Quai was just such an amazing food. It's also a really good source of iron. I had two of my friends, they're sisters, that they used to both go and give blood. And quite often the two of them, when they went to measure their blood to see if there was enough iron in it, they couldn't accept it. And both of them started on one Dong Quai a day and for their going through menopause. But both of them found when they went to give blood, their iron levels were perfectly normal and their blood was a lot healthier. Another friend of mine in Saskatoon, she started taking Dong Quai many years ago and went into this for the regular testing and whatnot. She's the same age as I am. And the doctor said she had the healthiest uterus she'd ever seen. And then for whatever reason, a few years later, she stopped taking her Dong Quai and went to the doctor for a checkup. And the doctor said she had developed prolapsed uterus. And I said to her, "Are you eating your Dong Quai?" And she said, "No, she hasn't taken it for a while." So I said, "Well, you get back on your Dong Quai." And it doesn't take much, like a couple of capsules a day for most people is plenty. And her prolapsed uterus is all cleared up and she's got a healthy uterus again. So this really is an amazing food.
Yeah. So thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and again, you got the points there. Used for both low and high estrogen conditions. I was actually doing a little research on this yesterday and found some older material about it, and if anybody's interested in getting that document, just send me an email and I'll send that to you. There's quite a bit more information in there than I have here. So now moving on to the men. So Dr. Chen has developed a product for men. This one is called Veros, and women can also benefit from this. It can help to enhance sexual desire and vigor, improves energy, physical energy without the use of stimulants. It's an all-natural herbal-based formula, does not artificially change blood flow, increases blood flow to every part of the body. No more cold feet again, promotes healthy blood pressure and strong heart. Randy, was it Veros that you said Don had the success with, or was it the men's formula?
He's had success with both, and I can tell you about that. Backing up just a little bit on Veros, Dr. Chin, my understanding is that he developed this because he'd gotten an infection on his travels, and he had tried various ways to sort of totally balance that out. And in the end, he decided the only way that he could actually do it completely was to reverse time, to become 10 years younger. So that was his purpose when he developed Veros, was just to become younger. And all the benefits you see are kind of as a result of that. You know, when you have more testosterone and the circulation improves and stuff like that, that all these benefits occur. Now, the first story that I heard about Veros, I think I was on a Sunrider cruise, and there was a fellow that had hurt his back so much that he couldn't come out of his room. And so he took 10 Veros, and it completely took all the pain away, so he could be mobile. And that's a lot of extra circulation in your back for something like that to happen. And exactly the same story happened to Don. He had, he works with furnaces and stuff, very, very physical work. And he fell off a step or something like that. And he really, really hurt his back. And this was before Veros. And so his back had been hurting a long, long time. And I think it was not, maybe you remember, I think it was nine a day that he took, Trish. And he just took that back problem that he'd had for years and years away. And then later on, of course, he cut down. And Don also has a problem with, like a lifetime problem with his lungs. And I don't know if he gets, is it influenza? I'm not sure exactly the actual symptoms that he gets, but they don't drink, they get full, his lungs. And 1 year after the men's formula came out, he tried that, and his lungs totally cleared up. And oddly enough, on the directions of the men's formula, they say it's actually good for the lungs. And this is one of the times that Health Canada forces us to make these little inserts on the thing, and they're usually totally bogus. They don't really have anything to do with the product, but in this case, they were actually.
You got it right. Surprise, surprise.
Well, I should say about Veros, I don't have that problem, so I have but I'm saying that as a joke, but the truth is you don't hear any stories from men about the more sexual parts of the benefits. And it's like, what man is going to admit? Anyway, I just thought that's funny because I haven't heard any stories, but you hear lots of stories sort of about the circulation.
Right, right. So, okay, well, thank you for that. That's wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so now we have another formula for the men called Dr. Chen's men's formula. I'm just going to move this little window a bit here. Maybe I'll move it to the other side. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Backwards. Here we go. So, a safe, all-natural way to maintain a healthy prostate and urinary tract can also assist in lowering PSA counts. Now, I have a little story about this. A few years back, my husband went for his usual physical checkups, and his PSA numbers were up. And the doctor wanted him to go for a biopsy and the whole thing, and our healthcare system is so backed up here, it was going to take some months or something. And this happened to be at a time when I was in California, and so I said before I went to California, he was going to do what I told him to do. He was going to eat the foods that I told him to eat. So we set up this little program. He was having a smoothie a day, and he was doing the men's formula, and I can't remember. I think that was it. I think that's all it was. And 2.5 months later, I want to say, we were down in California, and he went to a doctor there and had the PSA test done again, and the numbers were right down. Mm. And so it could be a number of things. I'm chalking it up to the men's formula. You know, we even came back and asked the doctor if there could have been an error in the first test, and the doctor said, nope, that was the numbers are the numbers, and all this kind of stuff. So okay, well, fine. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, so yeah, free of hormones, chemicals, and synthetic additives. Unique blend of saw palmetto fatty acids and concentrated herbs, and it's that saw palmetto that is my understanding that is helps with the prostate and the PSA numbers. Specially formulated for maximum absorption. Again, all of these formulas are highly, highly concentrated, and I think it's the Veros that is 40-1. Is that correct?
That's my understanding. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So
Bella as well.
Bella as well. So what that means is when Sunrider is putting these formulas together, it takes 40 pounds of raw material to make 1 pound of finished product. So they're highly, highly concentrated and formulated by a master in the industry. He is considered to be one of the leading, if not one of the leading herbalists in the world. So just to summarize, in Sunrider, we really do have something for everybody. And it seems like we've, you know, we could talk forever, couldn't we, Randy and Trish? we could keep you here a long time, but we're not gonna. They are uniquely formulated, and if you want to learn more about the products in general and what makes them so unique, I'm going to be doing a presentation this Wednesday evening. You can contact me for the link to that. All the products are highly concentrated, and they're available only through Sunrider IBOs. So if you are watching this and have been directed to this by someone, please contact them, and they will help you get started or learn more, whatever your interest level is. And that's my contact information there. But I want to end with, if anybody has questions, or any, Tricia and Randy, do you have anything that you would like to add?
I just wanted to tell Casey how lucky she is to live in the States, so that the correct labels are actually on the product. Mm-hmm. Health Canada has really screwed us up big time. So mm-hmm. We're very lucky, Casey.
That's right. I might have to rely on you for some help just to get proper labeling things. So, anyways, Randy, anything you'd like to finish with?
Well, just a reminder that I would say 90% of most people's problems get alleviated from the basic foundation foods of Kali, Nu Plus, and Quinary. And that's where most people start. And sometimes all their problems get alleviated with just that. And it's only sometimes that we have to add these specific ones later on. But to get started with the really basic stuff.
Yeah. Good point. Good point. And the other thing that I would add here, and Tricia mentioned it earlier, is Randy and his partner friend do this, have a service called Abundant Growth, where they can actually do it's a hair analysis. I believe I don't know how you want to describe it, Randy, but it's an energetic measurement. Is that correct? Or
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so they can come up with a customized program for you that is specific products that your body is highly resonant with. And so in that way, you can be putting your money into products that are going to give you the best bang for your buck. And I really, here in Canada, it's not so critical in the States because the labeling is it's what we've been used to for the last 30 years. We've recently in Canada had some changes to Health Canada and their labeling requirements, and so we're dealing with just some stuff with that. And so that's why I really find for new people coming in, the vitality analysis is a really helpful tool so that you're using the products that at the level that it's going to work best for you. So so I guess that's it. Casey, do you have any questions?
You have the I know you've sent it to me a while ago, Ann, but you have the contact information for Randy and the vitality analysis.
I do. Yes, I can resend it to you. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. So if that is it, I just want to say thank you so much, Tricia and Randy, for joining us and supporting me in this, and I really appreciate it. And Casey for tuning in, and I hope we answered questions for you, and feel free to contact me later if you have any other questions. So
Thank you.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ann.
Okay, thanks again.
Good job.
Thank you.